I'm about to tell you about the number 3, which is contact your public authorities. And when I say your public authorities, is if you are alone for now, it's of course one country only where you are located. And if you have let's say an embryo of a consortium, it's in each of the countries where you are partners in the consortium. This is very important. So again, on the website, there's one section about this, and you have a clickable link where you can go to the contacts, and I will come back to that. So contact your national funding agency as soon as possible, because projects can receive public funding depending on the national funding rules. So you need to get knowledge about the rules. So you will get from some of the public authorities that are participating to this call direct information during the proposals brokerage day, as Audrey has explained you, but not all of them will present. But all of them have rules, and of course you need to get those rules in time so that you can prepare your proposal according to those rules and fulfill the requirements. So therefore it's very important to contact them immediately. I would say even yes, immediately. The only point is here, don't contact Sweden, because Sweden is not participating in this call, so don't contact them, because you will just get an answer that they are not participating and that you should wait for the spring call. The other countries, please contact them. And even if there are countries that have been for a long time not doing any project with CELTIC, or that have not done until now a project with CELTIC and so on, there's still a chance that you get funded. And we can discuss with those public authorities. There's another way you can participate to a project, even if your public authorities is not funding. And this is something I will also explain later on, possibly. It is that you can participate self-funded. So that means that you are not getting public money. Of course, that's not your target originally. But if at the end of the day, a public authority is not financing your project because we don't have a national call about this topic or any funding occasion or possibility for your ID, but your ID is so important and the other members of the consortium are important for you, and the development of this project is important for you, you can participate. So we have several cases where this is the case. So, for example, a project which involves Audi, for example, in Germany, and Audi is self-funded in this project. So it's not a full blocking. It's just based on your own assessment if the project is sufficiently important for you and you want to run it even if you are not funded. But of course, this is not what we want. It's only an exception to the rule. But first of all, you need to contact your public authority. So it is helping speeding up the funding decision process. Each project participant should contact the national funding authority to get their advice regarding the national funding applications in parallel to the proposal submission for the label. Again, the label is there to help you get more easily the national funding, and also to have the international dimension, what national funding schemes don't have. So we have an international coordination, let's say. So why should you contact your public authorities before submitting your application to CELTIC? By contacting public authorities early in the process of preparing your CELTIC proposal, you will get the national CELTIC-NEXT process. That means some public authorities have a requirement when it's a CELTIC project or a cluster project or a Eureka process, that you need to provide them with, for example, an early project outline explaining what you want to do in the country. Okay, so like Sweden, but Sweden not participating in this one. You won't face this with Sweden this time, but in spring call, for example, if you decide for the spring call instead of the autumn call, you know that Sweden has to be contacted early enough, because 6 weeks before the application to to CELTIC, you have to provide them a public project outline so that they can tell you if it's worth or not to apply. There are few countries like that, not many, but some countries are like that. Get the latest national calls, conditions, and process, so you can understand how much money you will get based on your private investment and when, which national call dates are important for you to consider for your application. So it's a question of synchronism between the national calls and the label. Get eventually support to find additional partners to join your consortium. Certain public authorities, and many of them, are helping you to find additional partners that make sense for your proposal, but you might not know, because everyone does not know everything about its own country even. So you can find support by the country authorities, funding authorities, to help you build your national consortium. And they have also contacts with the other public authorities, but that's also our role as CELTIC office to help you build your consortium by having some ideas where you can find partners and so on. Get eventually indication of which other countries are interesting for the international cooperation agenda. So some countries want to work with this other country, and therefore they might indicate you, okay, your project will have more chance to be labeled and then funded nationally because you will speak with another consortium and build an international cooperation with this country. And then it helps, it will help, you will help the public authorities to be prepared earlier to the evaluation of your proposal, so the speeding up of the process by provisioning expert reviewers for the national evaluations. The earlier they know, the better they are prepared for the evaluation at national level. Some countries own their own experts, some countries are hiring experts in another way, so it's helping them. So public authorities are much more than funding sources, and this is very important in the frame of Eureka and in the frame of CELTIC. Public authorities engage in public-private partnerships because it's also their interest that you succeed as a national company, institute, academia. They are interested that you succeed at application level, and moreover, during the project execution and getting results, impact, value for your private money and value for their public money. So it's a joint win-win that you have to consider in this discussion with the public authority. And of course, the earlier you contact them, the earlier you get that support and you get them enthusiastic about what you are proposing and ready to support you. So like the CELTIC-NEXT office and its core group, they are passionate about innovation and value creation. For all my discussions with public authorities in our Eureka big meetings, they are passionate people. They want to support innovation. They want to support companies. They want to provide a positive outcome for their country. So therefore, they need to be made enthusiastic by your value proposition at the technology and the market impact levels. So contact them, discuss with them, explain them, and build your proposal. They understand the role of public money in fostering innovation. So they are the best people to know what a euro of investment from the public sector can generate in the private sector and the ways to do it. So they are really supporting and understanding that. And this is what they apply in CELTIC and they apply in Eureka. So therefore, you should take advantage of this as early as possible and contact them right at the beginning of your process. So where can you find the information to contact public authorities? We provide an interactive map with the contact details visible when you fly over the countries of interest on the map, which is giving you the first level of contact. And if you click on the country on the map or on the rectangular tab beneath the map, you get to the detailed information for the country. And in any case, we can support you also per email and or phone if this is not sufficient, or for example, there's no answer because maybe there was a recent change in the contact and we don't know it. Unfortunately, this can happen, but normally our information is up to date. So, and you have a link underneath, but also in the 5 steps page, you can click and get there. So this is what you see. This is the map. And here, of course, in the presentation, if I fly over, nothing happens. But this is what you should do. And then you can click either on the map or on the tab, and you get. And again, we are larger than Europe. That means that we have UK. UK is still part of Eureka and an active member, and they are willing to be part of Eureka and the clusters. Canada, South Korea, South Africa, Singapore, and moreover, so Chile, Taiwan,